Jimmy Kimmel claimed he's more popular than the Orange Man on Disney's ABC late night show. And then, the very next day, we found out that Jimmy Kimmel has dropped 85% of his viewership, of his ratings. Folks, Disney has a DOA, dead on arrival late night show that they can't cancel. So where do we go from here? Let's dive in and tell you why Disney should be very afraid of Jimmy. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to dive deep today into the dismal report for poor Disney and Jimmy Kimmel. 85% down 1 week into his return? Folks, it's even worse than that. We can't wait to bring it to you. We will. Click the like button, drop a comment down below and let us know. Did you ever tune back in, even a single time, for Jimmy Kimmel live? Even though it's not live. Strange, isn't it? Folks, here we go right now. All right, Jimmy Kimmel is bragging, he's boasting, he's crowing on late night, but he is not growing. He is the anti-grower. And folks, let's see what Kimmel has to say on his late night show before we show you just how bad things have gotten for a DOA, Disney late night not so funny comedian.
We've had a hell of a couple of weeks, but I did get some exciting news this weekend. According to a new poll from YouGov, which is a serious polling site, or they were before this, I am more popular than the President of the United States.
No, he's not.
Thank you. Well,
Maybe he should try to run against him.
you remember the guy who keeps saying I have no ratings? Well, that makes two of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the ratings. Just in for Jimmy. Again, as we said, just breaking. It's going to break his heart. Jimmy Kimmel has dropped 85% of the demo since he came back on the air. I'm going to tell you why this is far worse than it seems just from first glance. Get ready. This is really, really bad. It says, Jimmy Kimmel's ratings boom appears to be circling the drain. Disney briefly suspended ABC's Jimmy Kimmel last month after the host's remarks about the alleged assassination. What? No, the alleged assassin. No, I'm sorry. I'm not even going to say alleged anymore. Sparked widespread backlash. Once Disney reversed course, the liberal comedian drew a massive audience for his much-hyped return on September 23rd. Of course, we all told you that might have been for 15 minutes to see if the man was going to apologize. He did not. On Thursday, October 2nd, so just about a week into this thing, Jimmy Kimmel Live averaged 1.9 million viewers, which was down 71% from his return. Gets worse. The decline among the advertiser-coveted demo, a.k.a. the thing that matters, of adults aged 25 to 54 was even more significant as Jimmy Kimmel Live managed only 265,000 viewers from the critical group on Thursday night to lose 85%. He dropped 85% in a week. Folks, we told you we didn't think we would get these numbers. Fox News did somehow. I don't know how they're pulling it off, but they managed to get it. They managed to scoop this thing. Kimmel is down 85% in 1 week, just like we told you he would be. We told you. But why is this actually worse? Well, panel, what if I told you that Jimmy Kimmel, he already had the left-leaning crowd, right? Nobody else watches his show. The people on the right, people in the middle don't watch his show. He's vitriolic, he's mean, he's vicious, he's obscene. The only people who tuned in, they were the left. Here's the big news you need to know. For him to manage to drop 85%, what that means is that even the left tuned into Jimmy Kimmel to say, well, maybe we should have been watching this guy, and they left. Jimmy Kimmel has not received a signal boost. And I'm telling you, as predicted again, because this is following the exact trajectory we predicted, give him 2 to 3 weeks, he's going to be down below 100,000 in the demo. Just wait for it. And this is a show now Disney is stuck with that is absolutely dead in the water. Folks, go over and read about this on That Park Place in great detail. Marvin has done a fantastic job. Jimmy Kimmel is down 85%. So let him say what he wants to say, that he's more popular than the Orange Man. I don't care. I don't care what little statistics he finds. I can tell you he can't find viewers. And this was his opportunity. The ravenous MSNBC and CNN crowds were going to come down and shower him with praise day after day. That was the plan. That was the way forward. Nobody's watching Jimmy. Panel, what say you? How does Disney handle having a DOA nighttime show now that can't go away?
I'll tell you exactly how they're handling it, Pro, because if you Google Jimmy Kimmel ratings right now, you'll get that Fox article. You'll get our article.
And yours, yeah.
But you will get a slew of the only thing anyone talking about is the fact that he said he has better ratings than Trump.
Which is a baseless. Yeah. Trump doesn't have a show.
None of the Hollywood trades or any of the other news organizations that are not Fox News, read into that as you will, are reporting that the ratings have cratered. They're all just talking about what he said in his monologue. But
you know what? You know why it doesn't matter, Marvin? Because if their voices, if all of the efforts of the legacy media, if they had any efficacy whatsoever, play that in Scrabble, folks. If they had any efficacy whatsoever, then people would be watching Jimmy Kimmel. They're not. So they are voices in the wind. They are the tree that falls with nobody around. Like if an article is written and nobody reads it, did the author say a thing? That's what's happening right now. They're trying to build a Jimmy Kimmel narrative. Nobody's watching.
One little point. It's not, repeat, not because he's political. It's because he's not funny. Want proof? Go to Fox. I mean, he's hilarious.
You're talking about Greg Gutfeld?
Yeah, Gutfeld. He's hilarious, but he's funny, and he's political, and he's very political.
And so let's talk about that real quick, Lou. Let me just segue back to you. Gutfeld, the same day that they measured Jimmy Kimmel had dropped 85%, whatever it is. Gutfeld had 2.8 million viewers, 370,000 in the demo, and topped Jimmy Kimmel by 49%.
And
that's the story.
They had to pay for the privilege by having cable or streaming or whatever. Although some people watch them afterwards, like on YouTube, they'll put up the monologue, but still.
Well, and then you look at Gutfeld, and people are like, oh, well, how come you don't mind that Gutfeld's political and Kimmel is? I'm like, because Kimmel's on network television. Gutfeld is on Fox News. Right. Gutfeld is a political show based on the network that it's on.
Right. If Kimmel was on MS Now or CNN, nobody cares. I mean, he would have bad ratings. We might cover it, but nobody would be arguing that Kimmel should not be doing what he's doing because that audience wants that. The problem for Disney is they actually, I think, wanted this guy gone. And then Hollywood told them, no, you can't get rid of him. Now they're sitting with the corpse of a pariah night after night, and there's nothing they can do about it. He's uncancelable. They can't get rid of him. Hollywood already told him, you can't get rid of this guy.
Worse. Here's what's even worse. They're comparing it to the night he came back, right? Which was not carried by Sinclair and not carried by Nexstar. Once they added all those stations back, there were millions more people with the opportunity to watch him, but the net was even lower.
Yeah. That's a great point. Yeah.
Well, now imagine if Disney had been pressured to bring Roseanne back after she was canceled, they would have had a ratings explosion. The first episode of Roseanne, when it was brought back, had over 18 million viewers. People wanted Roseanne back. They brought this guy back and nobody wants it. They pretended that they wanted it because they were told they had to. I mean, I knew people that were like, oh, Disney must be boycotted now. And I was like, okay, cool. But why? They're like, oh, Jimmy Kimmel. And I said, well, did you ever watch him before this? They said, no. I said, are you going to watch him if he comes back? And they said, no. So, nobody actually wanted this.
Right.
Well, of course, capitalism is not their strong suit. They don't quite understand how it works. So.
Let's play a little bit more of Jimmy Kimmel and see what he has to say. We'll get Culture and Jonas in here. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's more of the Jimster.
They polled more than 1,000 people, and I lead Trump by 16 points. I'm at +3. He's at -13.
Was everybody in his audience?
But it feels like, considering the fact that I'm not a convicted felon friend of Jeffrey Epstein, and I've never paid off a porn star, sent a team of masked goons into a park to pull an old lady away from her grandchildren, I feel like.
So it's a rundown of all. Wow. I mean, this is just ultra partisan. I mean, really.
I think you just reclassified our entire show by you playing that clip.
Maybe.
Honestly, that's not helpful in any way politically. That's just I don't like the guy.
I'm waiting for him to tell a joke.
That they're trying to come up with, oh well, he's all of these things, not proven in a court of law because he's supposed to be funny. there's a refuge in trying to say that it's comedy when it's not really comedy. Like if you can be snarky about it, you're obviously correct, which is how old Twitter used to work, because only one side was allowed to make snarky comments about the other side, the way that old Twitter worked before Elon Musk took over. This is the kind of thing. Just watch John Oliver when he's talking about any subject that you're familiar with, and you'll get the idea here. You understand how oversimplified and leaning towards just being dismissive most of this stuff is. Why would anyone watch this? In fact, I think the only thing that Disney has left in the arsenal that they could do is they could do a race through Los Angeles starring Jimmy Kimmel Live. That's probably the only thing they can do at this point.
You know, Jimmy's new theme song is going to be "Sometimes I Feel Like No One Is Watching Me," and we're getting closer and closer to where he bottomed out this year before he got taken off the air and suspended by ABC, otherwise known as Disney. 235 in the demo is awfully close to 129 in the demo, and I have a feeling that he's going to reach that bottom before he gets out of this season. But look, Jimmy's flaccid Tonight Show aside. Well, actually, he's not the Tonight Show. He's this, whatever this is.
There is a Jimmy that hosts the Tonight Show.
He's literally Jimmy. Yeah. It's just called Jimmy Kimmel Live, and he's not live.
No, which is also a problem. But I don't think the pharma industry can help him out, because there's no amount of Viagra that's going to get this show's ratings back to where they need to be profitable.
I knew he was going there when he said flaccid.
Look, you guys gave me the opening, and I plowed through it. Anyway,
all right. Well, it was nice for you to come by, Culture.
I'm keeping it clean. Come on now. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Culture.
Nah, go ahead, man.
I was going to say, what's interesting is Colbert and Fallon's ratings, while not good in any way, shape, or form, have stayed mostly consistent over the last year, whereas Kimmel shed half his audience from January 2025 to August 2025. Nearly 50% dropped off.
Yeah. Look, the relevance and I'm going to tell you right now, the political rhetoric and the messaging that he uses is tiresome. People are tired of it because it's inaccurate, it's untrue, and it's not funny. He's not funny. I think you said last week, Marvin, that like he doesn't even try to be funny. It's what did you call him? The comedian, the terrible comedian guy that used to tell stories and try to make him sound funny. Dane Cook. Yeah. So I mean, he's not as good as Dane Cook, and Dane Cook is terrible.
You ever notice when you open the refrigerator and you open it and the light in the refrigerator, it goes.
Well, here's the other thing about this. So Disney now has a show that loses money, probably the tunes of tens and tens of millions of dollars. But not only does it lose money, not only is it a political firestorm every time he goes out there, but also every time he goes out there and does this kind of stuff, he actually makes it much harder for Disney to operate with the federal government. And Disney needs approval on that NFL and ESPN thing, and Disney needs approvals on all kinds of stuff going forward and theme park things, and Disney, like, you kind of need to get along with them. And for the next 3 years at least, Disney is going to be perceived in an incredibly adversarial way by the White House. And any goodwill between Bob Iger and the Orange Man is gone. So they've got to, listen, Disney is unlike just about any other company. I mean, McDonald's doesn't have this, right? Lowe's doesn't have this. Starbucks doesn't have this. I mean, we can go through the list of just, Morgan Stanley doesn't have this. We can go through the list of every company in every industry, and 99% of them don't have a forward-facing adversarial approach to the current administration, and they try not to with any administration. Disney now, because of this Jimmy Kimmel fella that they can't cancel, they will every single day now be stuck facing off against the Orange Man, and everything that he wants to blow back at them can happen. And when he came out and said 100% tariffs on foreign produced films like Marvel and Star Wars, I know different people have disagreed. I know some on the panel disagree with me. I still think that Trump is looking for ways to punish Disney now.
Well, let me ask a question. Next time one of our intrepid people willing to go into Hollywood reporters is up there, go up there with your camera and take pictures of all of those stars in the Walk of Fame in front of his theater. and then go look at when the last time their old movies played and see what the ratings were compared to Kimmel. I will bet you 90% of those dead people with stars in front of his theater draw more crowds than he does.
That's a great point. That's a great point. This is a guy who's got hundreds of thousands tuning in the demo, even after everything that happened. If he was going to be the kind of guy that the left was going to circle around and defend, if he was the one that the wagons were going to be all around to protect, there's nobody protecting Jimmy Kimmel except for the idea that if they touch him, that Hollywood will lose their minds. Hollywood won't watch him, but they're going to watch over him. And Disney is stuck 100% until somehow this dam breaks and this guy gets a break from destroying their late night TV. And folks, we have come to the end yet again. Another video of excellence in the can. What a joy it has been to share time with you. We hope you enjoyed it as well. If so, consider clicking that like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. And as always, drop a comment down below. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. Join a community dialogue today, just on down below. Folks, we are going to say farewell for now, but we will see you back. 4 is more, and that's how many videos we put out every single day here on the Pro Channel. Hope you enjoy them all. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Jump into the water. Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.